It's very encouraging. You want to try some of it? Oh gosh, so stupid. Your whole face caved in when you touched it.
It deflated it. He was hiding from me over there.
I thought we were gonna encourage something else. We're always gonna encourage the cactus?
The cactus has a self-image problem, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well,
Does he need some water? When was the last time this thing was watered? When?
Last week.
Oh.
Last week, so go easy on it.
Then I won't water it. It's very dry.
We got this from the same place where we got the unicorn mask. The internet. Got it off the internet. Do you have some more true faults? That's what I understand you have.
Yeah, let's see how smart you are.
Welcome to Good Mythical More, where see if I can keep my streak alive. I'm like, what was that? 9 for 10?
9 for 10. That was about the best you've ever done.
That's the best I've ever done. I know a lot. I have good intuition when it comes to animals making babies.
Yakalo, the hybrid of a yak and a bison.
A yak and what is a acalo? Where does the acalo part come from?
Buffalo.
Oh, so it's a buffalo.
A bison is a buffalo, right?
A yak?
I think a bison is a buffalo.
Well, I've heard that when people say that's a buffalo, it's like, well, it's technically a bison. So I don't think they're the same thing exactly.
American bison lives only in North America, while the two main buffalo species
Africa.
reside in Africa and Asia. But early American settlers called bison buffalo.
Buffalo.
Oh.
Yeah, they call them buffalo, but they're
Okay, well this one's called a yakalo, but it's just a yak and a bison.
That was true.
It's true. Produced in hybridization experiments. There were guys like Link who were really into crossbreeding animals in the 20s, the 1920s. They got yak bulls and pure bison cows to commingle.
Yak.
A few of the hybrids survived and the experiments were discontinued. Few of the hybrids survived and the experiments were discontinued.
All right, give me another one.
The Bloody Parrot.
The Bloody Parrot. That's like when a pirate gets angry at his parrot.
This is a hybrid of a Midas cichlid and the redhead cichlid.
Oh, of course.
Of course, I didn't make that up. Yeah, it's just a fish.
Oh, two fish, like a parrot fish. It looks like it's got Morse code on the side of it.
It actually is it's sort of weird because it has the mouth has a narrow it's just a narrow vertical opening, and so it can't really eat, and so it's controversial about whether or not you should even make this thing. The canal hybrid of a canary and an owl.
Canary and an owl? Canary is really small, an owl's really big.
No, that never stopped anybody.
That's false.
That is false.
You made that up.
Yeah, it's fake, but this is what it would look like. The Capichilla, which is a hybrid of a capybara and a chinchilla.
Oh, you laughed at that one. So that one's fake too.
Well, of course, they're
capybara swims in a swimming pool, and a chinchilla swims in dust.
Well, okay, so the interesting thing, the way that this works, right, is these animals have to have relatively recently diverged from one another.
Okay.
Their chromosomes have to be.
You gotta have enough of an overlap in the gene.
The genes
makeup,
haven't changed
genetic makeup.
enough for them to not be able to reproduce. But they usually there's a chromosomal problem, and that's why they have infertile offspring.
Like technically, if any two dogs can mate, if they're physically able to mate.
All dogs are the same species.
They're dogs, they're all dogs.
They're all canines, so they're all the same species. But you can cross a wolf and a dog.
All of these are two different species.
Yes.
So this is
a true hybrid
is not within the same species.
Is two different species. And there's a totally different thing that we didn't talk about, which is a chimera, a chimera hybrid, which this is actually results from two eggs being fertilized and two different distinct genetic tissues forming one person, or it can happen in people too. A lot of times when it happens in a person, they will be both male and female. And sometimes it happens in animals, like a goat and a sheep. Called the geep is a real thing, but we didn't put it in here because it's not technically a hybrid. It's a chimera.
Chimera, with a CH.
So You look this up on Wikipedia. They got like a picture of a mouse that's a chimera mouse, and it's got spots on it, but it's literally like a patchwork of two different animals that somehow comes together and actually works.
It's crazy, man.
But that's two fertilized eggs, which is a different thing. Whereas a hybrid is where
but why
it's
two
actually
fertilized
an
eggs,
offspring.
And then they each like form half the.
I don't know the science behind it, but it's almost like two twins growing together but being one person. That's probably really unscientific what I just said, but it's a totally different thing. Two distinct, like in other words, you can be a person that has two blood types. Like all of us in here probably have one blood type, but if you're a chimera hybrid, you can basically have two blood types at the same time, which is impossible if you take one genetic code, right? But if you have, in other words, if I were to take, if you were a chimera and I took your blood, I could have, there would be a different DNA signature in two different blood cells. Whereas right now, every single one of your cells basically has the plan to create all of you, right? Your DNA is distinct to Link Neal.
Yes,
but you could have Link Neal and Squinky in there at the same time, and you'd be a chimera.
And that's the sound I would make.
Yeah, I like that. It was very encouraging to the cactus.
The squirrels behind my house,
Are hybrids?
Mr. Nuts is what my kids named him.
Yep.
He makes some noises that are close to ink, 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 ink. That's why I made that noise. Yeah. Squirrel. We didn't have these for the squirrel rights. We had 2-dimensional versions of this for that music video.
Those didn't exist when we made that.
These didn't exist when we made the video.